The first snow hadn't yet fallen, but winter had already begun its slow, cruel creep across the streets of Denver. Passengers huddled at Union Station, wrapped in scarves and silence, waiting for trains that were always just a little too late. Among them stood a girl in a faded red coat, her small frame almost lost under the weight of an oversized backpack and grief that seemed to age her face. Her name was Maya, just 12, though life had already taken the shine out of her eyes. She clutched a piece of cardboard tied to her coat, a handwritten note in her mother's scrawl, "Please help her get to Tacoma. She has no one else." The note was meant for kindness, for strangers, but strangers didn't look. Not really. They glanced, maybe pitted, but they didn't stop. Except him. He stood by the vending machine, watching as Maya's trembling fingers reached into her pocket and came out empty for the third time. Her breath fogged the air, and tears threatened but never quite fell. He was tall, scruffy, and wore a navy coat with too many buttons. Liam, that was his name, though Maya didn't know that yet. He wasn't planning to speak. Not until she turned to no one in particular and said quietly, "Mama died waiting at that station." It stopped him cold. She hadn't said it for sympathy. She said it because it was the truth. That station in Cheyenne where her mother collapsed 2 nights ago. Heart attack. She was trying to get Maya home to an aunt who wasn't picking up the phone. But death had come before the train did. Maya was left with a dead phone, one emergency note, and the memory of her mother's hand going still. Liam didn't speak right away. He walked up, gently took her bag from her shoulder, and whispered, "You won't." "Won't what?" she asked. "Die waiting," he said simply. "Not while I'm here." Liam had no family of his own anymore. A son Elliot once, but leukemia took him too fast. A wife who couldn't bear the weight afterward. So he roamed. He worked train lines, bus stops, coffee shops, delivering packages, helping seniors, and sometimes just listening to people who didn't know they needed to talk. He didn't know why Maya's words cracked something inside him, maybe because he saw Elliot's tired courage in her eyes. Or maybe because no child should be left holding hope in a station that only offered cold benches and late arrivals. "Where are you headed?" he asked. "My aunt." "In Tacoma," she replied, her voice like dry leaves. "But I don't know if she wants me." "I think you should find out," he said. He bought them 2 bus tickets. The ride would take nearly 24 hours. Plenty of time to think, or not think. They sat side by side, and Maya dozed in and out of sleep. Every time the bus jolted, she reached for her bag in panic. Liam kept it under his arm. "Still here," he'd say each time. "So are you." Along the way, she told him about her mom Rosa, a woman who worked 3 jobs and sang "Ain't No Mountain High Enough" in the kitchen when bills were late but hope was still alive. "She said we'd make it together," Maya whispered. "You still can," Liam said, and though Maya didn't know it, his hand was clenched tight in his coat pocket around the corner of a photo, one of Elliot on his 10th birthday. They reached Tacoma just before dusk. The Aunt Linda finally answered the door after 5 minutes of knocking. Her eyes widened when she saw Maya. "Oh my God," she breathed, stunned, guilty, unsure. "I tried calling," Maya said. I didn't know what to say," Linda admitted. "Rosa and I hadn't talked in years. I thought she'd call herself. I didn't know she was gone." Liam stood back, ready to leave. But Maya turned to him. "Can you stay? Just for a little?" He hesitated. Then nodded. Inside, the walls were covered in old photos. One of them had Rosa in it, younger, laughing, arm slung around Linda's shoulder. They weren't always strangers. Linda made tea. Apologized through trembling hands. Promised she wouldn't let Maya feel abandoned again. Liam stood by the window, watching dusk turn to night, the street lamps flickering on like stars finding their place. Maya walked over. "You going now?" "I should," he said. "Do you have somewhere to be?" Liam paused. "I used to. But these days I just go wherever someone needs to not be alone." Maya's eyes filled with something new, not grief, not fear. Gratitude. She took something out of her coat. A locket. It was Mom's. You helped me get here. I think she'd want you to have it. He held it delicately. Thank you, but I think she'd want you to wear it, to remember you weren't alone either.